Hello there, America. It's a day of reckoning for hundreds of thousands of federal employees. Today, they face a momentous decision, to stay or to go. This isn't some new reality show on Bravo, though the stakes are arguably much higher. This is the Fork in the Road program, and boy does it come with some baggage. The Trump administration, with a little help from everyone's favorite Twitter enthusiast, Elon Musk, has offered a deal to federal workers. Resign by today, and you'll keep getting paid and receiving benefits until September. Sounds great, right? Like a free 6-month vacation. Well, hold your horses, because things are rarely as simple as they seem, especially with this administration. Over 40,000 employees have already taken the deal. That's a lot of empty desks and probably a very confused office dog somewhere in the Hoover building. The administration initially thought only 1% would bite, but it seems like this offer has struck a nerve, albeit not necessarily a good one. But let's be clear, folks, this is no ordinary resignation offer. It comes with a whole heap of uncertainty, fear, and enough legal challenges to make even the most seasoned lawyer reach for the extra strength antacids, and that's what we're going to delve into right after this. Unions, the champions of the working class, are understandably up in arms about this whole fork in the road business. They're crying foul, and for good reason. They're arguing that this offer is about as clear as a glass of sewage after a chili cook-off. First off, they're concerned that the government is using this as a backdoor way to gut essential services. Second, the deadline? Well, let's just say it's about as generous as a timeshare salesman offering you a once-in-a-lifetime deal that expires in the next 5 minutes. It's not just the unions who are seeing red. A lawsuit filed by Democracy Forward is claiming that this whole thing is about as legal as a $3 bill. They're even trying to get a judge to slap a big fat restraining order on this deadline. Meanwhile, employees are caught in the middle of this bureaucratic tug-of-war. They're worried, and frankly, who can blame them? Some fear that if they don't take the deal, they'll be shown the door anyway, just without the sweet, sweet severance package. Others are worried that even if they do take the deal, the government might conveniently forget to pay them come September. And then there's the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant in the Oval Office. Some folks are convinced that this is all a thinly veiled attempt to purge the government of anyone who doesn't toe the party line. Unsurprisingly, this whole fork-in-the-road debacle has divided the nation. On one hand, you have the Trump administration and their supporters, who claim that this is all about draining the swamp and cutting down on wasteful government spending. They argue that the federal government is bloated and inefficient, and that this is a necessary step to streamline operations and make America competitive again. On the other hand, you have the critics, who see this as a blatant attack on public service and the vital role that government plays in our society. They point out that the federal workforce is already stretched thin, and that this will only make it harder for agencies to fulfill their missions and serve the American people. Protests have erupted across the country, with people taking to the streets to express their outrage. They argue that this is nothing more than a power grab by the Trump administration designed to weaken the government and consolidate their own power. And let's not forget the irony of Elon Musk, a man who's built his fortune on government subsidies, advising the government on how to cut costs. So, what does the future hold for federal workers? The truth is, nobody knows for sure. This Fork in the Road program has created a climate of fear and uncertainty, and it's unclear how it will all shake out in the end. One thing's for sure, this is a pivotal moment for the federal workforce. The Trump administration's actions have sent a clear message. They want a smaller, leaner government, and they're willing to take drastic measures to achieve that goal. Only time will tell what the long-term consequences of this will be. But one thing is certain, the road ahead for federal workers is paved with uncertainty. And frankly, that's about as comforting as a prostate exam from a bear.